Hello, my name is Carol, and I'm calling regarding your vehicle. This call may be recorded or monitored for quality assurance and compliance purposes. Before we continue, I want to clarify that I'm calling to provide information about vehicle service contract options that may be available based on your vehicle's age and mileage. This is not a bill, not a renewal notice, and not a guarantee of eligibility. Any coverage discussed will be subject to underwriting approval and contract terms. Do you have a few minutes so I can explain what this is about? Thank you. I'll keep this straightforward and transparent. To make sure I'm discussing accurate options, I need to confirm a few details. What is the year of your vehicle? And the make and model? Do you know the approximate current mileage? It's okay if you don't. Is the vehicle used primarily for personal use rather than commercial or rideshare purposes? Rideshare would be something such as Lyft or Uber or even DoorDash. Thank you. For eligibility, vehicles typically must be within a certain age and mileage threshold, not have a salvage, rebuilt, or flood title, be in good mechanical working condition at the time of the enrollment, and have no known pre-existing mechanical breakdowns. Has the vehicle had any major mechanical failures recently? For example, engine, transmission, transfer case, or electrical control module issues? Thank you. That helps determine eligibility parameters. Before I go further, I'd like to ask a quick question about your current warranty situation, just so I can better understand where things stand for you. Many vehicles start with a manufacturer's warranty factory when they're purchased. That coverage usually protects certain components for a limited number of years, or a specific mileage threshold. Some people still have active coverage, others have already passed that point, and some owners simply aren't sure. So, just out of curiosity, do you happen to know if your vehicle is still covered by the original manufacturer warranty, or has that coverage already expired? Thank you for letting me know. That actually helps quite a bit. Having manufacturer coverage in place is definitely a good thing. Many drivers reach out to us before that coverage ends, simply so they can explore what options exist for continuing protection afterwards. Because once the factory warranty expires, repairs that were previously covered often become fully out of pocket expenses. And depending on the vehicle, those costs can sometimes be substantial. Our role is simply to help drivers bridge that gap so they're not suddenly without protection. Unfortunately, a lot of people only realize their warranty has ended after the first unexpected repair bill shows up. And at that point, many owners start looking for ways to protect themselves from future repairs. That's exactly where a vehicle service contract can help. Instead of facing unpredictable repair costs, coverage can help absorb many of those expenses if a mechanical breakdown occurs. And just so you know, our goal isn't to pressure anyone into something they don't want. What we try to do is simply help drivers understand what protection options are available for their specific vehicle. For some people, that means finding coverage that gives them peace of mind. For others, it's simply learning what their repair risks might look like as the vehicle gets older. Either way, we're here to help explain things clearly. Let me clarify what we're discussing. This is a vehicle service contract, sometimes referred to as an extended warranty. Technically, it is not the manufacturer's warranty and not an insurance policy. It is a contractual agreement to cover certain mechanical breakdowns after the factory warranty expires. It typically covers mechanical failures, electrical system failures, internally lubricated parts, and certain high-cost component repairs. It does not cover routine maintenance, wear and tear items such as brake pads, rotors, or tires, cosmetic damage, or pre-existing conditions. The purpose is financial risk mitigation. Modern vehicles rely heavily on electronic control modules, integrated computer systems, and advanced drivetrain components. Diagnostic labor alone can exceed several $100s before repair even begins. There are generally two main categories of coverage. Our powertrain coverage covers the engine block and internally lubricated components, the transmission and torque converter, and drive axle assemblies. This is the foundational tier and protects against catastrophic failures. We also have comprehensive or exclusionary coverage. This is sometimes referred to as bumper-to-bumper style coverage, though technically exclusionary contracts list what is not covered. These plans typically include engine and transmission, fuel system, cooling system, the electrical systems, steering components, suspension components, air conditioning, and certain high-tech electronics. Exclusionary contracts cover everything except what is explicitly excluded in the agreement. To provide context, here are some typical repair costs consumers encounter. A transmission replacement can cost anywhere from $3,500 to $7,000. An engine replacement can cost anywhere from $5,000 to well above $10,000. An electronic control module failure, such as that which controls your radio, can be between $800 and $2,000. Your air conditioning compressor and condenser can cost between $1,200 and $2,500. And a turbocharger assembly can cost around $2,000 to $4,000 each. Many newer vehicles contain over 20 onboard computers, integrated sensor arrays, electrically assisted steering, and advanced driver assistance systems, such as blind spot detection. These systems increase repair frequency and cost as mileage increases. So let's talk about the contract structure. Our plans may offer a $0, $100, or $200 deductible. This deductible applies per repair visit, not per component. The claims process starts if a mechanical breakdown occurs, when the vehicle is taken to a licensed repair facility. The repair facility then contacts the administrator. Authorization is obtained before repairs begin, and the covered components are paid directly to the shop, minus the deductible. Most of our contracts include a 30-day and/or 1,000-mile waiting period before coverage activates. This prevents pre-existing condition claims. As far as transferability, many of our contracts are transferable to a subsequent private owner, which may help increase resale value. Typically, there is a 30-day free look period for a full refund if you want to cancel, and that is only if there are no claims filed. Otherwise, it's a pro rata refund thereafter, less administrative fees. Common exclusions include maintenance items, environmental damage, abuse or neglect, unauthorized modifications, commercial use, and pre-existing conditions. Everything is outlined in writing prior to purchase. Remember, this is not about predicting failure. It's about financial predictability. Without coverage, one major repair could equal one large lump sum expense. With this coverage, you would have a fixed monthly payment, a controlled deductible, and a risk that's distributed over time. For many consumers, it's a budgeting tool rather than a repair expectation. For example, many people call us after experiencing something like an engine sensor failure that disables the vehicle, a transmission slipping issue that suddenly requires major repair, a control module malfunction that affects the vehicle's electronics, or an air conditioning compressor failure during the summer months. Repairs like that can easily reach $1,200, $2,500, sometimes even over $5,000. And that's not because someone neglected their vehicle. It's simply because modern vehicles are extremely complex machines. Even a basic repair today often involves electronic diagnostics, specialized labor, and expensive replacement components. So having protection in place can make a very big difference financially. So what we do here is take a look at the age, mileage, and type of vehicle you have, and then determine whether there are service contract options available that fit it. If there are, I can walk you through exactly what those plans include. We can talk about coverage levels, deductible options, contract duration, and how claims are handled, all at your own pace. There is absolutely no obligation just for reviewing the information, but based on your vehicle's year and mileage, it does appear there may be eligibility for coverage. What I can do next is provide a breakdown of available coverage levels, explain the term length, for example, 36, 48, or 60 months. I can review your deductible options or provide monthly cost figures. There is no obligation to enroll today. My role is simply to present options transparently so you can evaluate whether the risk mitigation aligns with your financial comfort level. Before proceeding with any enrollment, you would receive a full written contract, terms and exclusions, a cancellation policy, and the administrator contact details. You would not be enrolled without verbal authorization and agreement. Do you have any questions about how these service contracts function? All right. I appreciate you taking the time to review this information today. I know we covered quite a bit of information, so I'd just like to take a moment and briefly summarize everything we talked about, just to make sure everything feels clear. Earlier, we discussed your vehicle and the mileage you mentioned. Based on that information, there are vehicle service contract options available that can help protect you financially if certain mechanical or electrical failures occur. We also talked about how modern vehicles rely on a lot of advanced systems, electronics, sensors, and computerized components, which can make repairs more expensive than they used to be. Even something relatively small can turn into a fairly large repair bill once diagnostic labor and parts are involved. That's really the reason these service contracts exist, to help drivers manage those unexpected repair costs so they don't have to handle everything completely out of pocket. With coverage in place, if a mechanical breakdown happens to a covered component, the repair facility contacts the claims administrator, the repair is authorized, and the covered portion of the repair is handled through the contract, typically leaving you responsible only for the deductible, depending on the plan. It's designed to make the process simpler, more predictable, and less stressful if something does go wrong. And again, the most important thing I want you to remember is that everything is clearly outlined in the written agreement, including coverage details, deductibles, exclusions, and cancellation terms, so you always have the full contract available to review. Our goal here is simply to make sure drivers understand their options and have the opportunity to protect their vehicle if that's something they feel comfortable doing. Before we wrap up today, I just want to ask, do you have any questions at all about how the coverage works, how repairs are handled, or anything we discussed? I'm happy to clarify anything. Okay. If you decide that this type of protection makes sense for you, we can always go over the next steps together and make sure everything is set up correctly. And it sounds like you prefer some time to think it over, and that's perfectly fine as well. The most important thing is that you feel comfortable and informed about your opinions. Either way, I truly appreciate you taking the time to speak with me today and allowing me to explain how these plans work. I hope the rest of your day goes smoothly and that your vehicle continues to serve you well for many miles ahead. Thank you again for your time and take care. Goodbye.